We have finally made some time to create some new flower beds. Now, I went to a garden show this morning and I am super motivated to do anything gardening today. All right, I'm usually motivated, but I'm even more motivated today, especially when it comes to creating full shade flower beds. Most of the flower beds I have on my property are full sun to partial sun. So I'm really excited to do something new and go on a journey to find full shade plants. Hostas grow great in our area, but so do ferns and other plants. I'm just very excited to go on a journey to creating these full shade flower beds. Now, we live on about 6.5 acres. An acre and a half is mowable, no trees really around, and then about 5 to 5.5 is all woods. So when we first moved in here, honestly, up until last summer or the summer before, my husband cleaned out this full area, which made it a little difficult to mow around these tight trees. So that's why we decided to cut out these island flower beds and to create some full shade gardens. We have so many goals for our property, and it is so exciting to accomplish a new goal today. Some of these hostas back here, I feel like can just be moved into here. What do you want me to do? I feel like there's nothing for me to do. You're just...
Right, or do we want to take the dirt out?
We kind of need all the dirt we can get, though. The ones I saw today, like the islands that were out there, were like all built up.
Around there, I might have to cut through there.
It's really hard to decide how big these flower beds should be and where the edge should go. These trees are very small, but they're going to grow. They're going to get larger. We probably will have to expand these out eventually, but for now, we're just trying to get a starting point because it's already so huge. We'll just kind of have to see how things grow and develop over time. In the past, Chubbs has done most of the work in cutting out our flower beds and getting a clean edge. So today is my first shot. Decided I might as well give it a try down here in the woods. He really made it look really easy, and it was pretty hard work, but it was pretty rewarding and pretty satisfying as I got going. bugs were so bad today, I had to put on pants and a long sleeve shirt. Now this is not normal for me working outside, so I was super hot. I eventually have to take this hat off because I was overheating, but it was definitely different working outside and on a hot day with all these clothes on. But the bugs weren't biting me, so I guess it's a give and take. This edging is a very tedious process, but after a while I did get the hang of it. If it wasn't so hot, it probably wouldn't be so bad. But I got the hang of it, and like I said earlier, it was oddly satisfying cutting this edge out. We eventually are going to have to expand this. I could tell as I was going along and how close we were to some of these trees and the roots. But that's an issue for another day. We just need to get these areas cut out and get the area started. I work in an office all day, and Chubbs works outdoors all day. And working inside, my body is definitely not primed for this. I felt like I was melting. I literally felt like I was melting. When the hat was on, I was like, felt like my body was going to implode. I don't, that sounds so dramatic, but yeah, I'm definitely not primed for the heat. But I definitely survived. And the bugs were bad. Like, they were swarming all around my face. So I am glad I had all these clothes on. It was tough. That's for sure. This just makes me even more appreciative of my husband and all he does every day to provide for our family by going out, working in construction, doing things outdoors. Working in the elements is no joke. have many electrical, like outdoor items that need to be plugged in, but this rototiller is one of them. And I will say, we were just raving about this. My dad gave me this because he didn't use it anymore, and my husband claims it's the best rototiller he's ever had. We have put this through everything. Like, we just don't care if roots get ripped out or anything like that. We just run it, and it is like old faithful. It goes all the time. My husband even said if it broke, he would go buy a new one because it is just like a little warrior. It is so great. I am going to move some of these hostas that are hiding in the back of this flower bed. Now, I've talked about this flower bed in other videos, like my garden tour video. You can see that linked above. But I didn't realize that when I planted these hostas back here, they would face towards the house, towards the sun. I guess in my mind, I just imagined I'd walk by and they'd be facing me on the inside of this flower bed where these rocks are. So you can't even see them. And most of the time I am looking at this flower bed when I am sitting in the garage or on the porch or from the house. So I want to go ahead and move these because I can use them in this shaded area and we can actually enjoy them versus them barely being seen. I would like to find, and I don't even know if this is possible, but I would like to find some taller plants to go back here that maybe could produce some color. I don't know if that's possible in the shade. Someone told me about a certain plant that they have at their house that's full shade and shows color. If you have any tips or advice or plants that you know that are partial shade and bloom colorful blooms, drop those in the comments below. I can use all the help that I can get on that. I am truly blessed with the hostas that were already on this property and with the hostas that my grandma gave me last year. I can't remember. It was like anywhere from between 25 to 50 hostas that she gave me. So I have a lot of the similar types and variations of hostas. So I'm definitely going to be on the hunt for some different variations, different colors, different types. And I'm just really excited to get more into the shade gardening. Today at that garden walk, I did buy some starts of these delicate ferns and these two different types of hostas that people had for sale. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just lay everything out see where I can put stuff. Now, there is some patches of sun here right now. I don't know how much that will affect these hostas and the ferns that I'm going to find. Most of the plants I'm finding are like full to partial shade, like only 1 to 3 hours of sun. So I don't think this sun will really affect them, but I do need some sun on some of these plants to kind of boost their growth, especially in the spring. But in the spring, it should be more sunny down here because the leaves aren't full grown. So I think that will be working in my favor as well. I will say I am super duper excited to go fern shopping. I've never even looked in the fern section, so I'm so intrigued about what I will find. I am taking out a few of these solid green ferns that are kind of hiding behind these white rimmed ferns. These green ferns just kind of blend in with the woods. So I've been for a while thinking I can't even see them, so I need to relocate them to a place where they would be more useful. So these are easy to pick out, and I'm going to go ahead and move them over to the new flower beds. I cannot believe we got so much accomplished today. I'll be honest, I wanted to quit after we were done edging, but I decided to just get all these plants planted. The lady I got this fern from said that it should be more like a ground cover, so I'm hoping it'll go around that tree. This is a new hosta. It should be blue in the middle, yellow on the rims. Both of these hostas are ones I already have. They're two of my favorites. They flower just beautifully. This edge looks so good. Chubbs did this one. I did this large one. Oh, it's not as good and clean as Chubbs, but it works, okay? I am just so happy how this turned out. I'm just really excited to see it filled up with hostas and ferns. I have a long way to go, obviously. This section, I imagine a giant fern being placed here. Gonna have to find that fern. Don't have it here. There's kind of 3 open patches in this area that I'm thinking to put large ferns in. I don't know if I'm gonna do 3 of the same large ferns or 3 different ferns. I'm gonna have to just see what I find when I go to the garden center. This is another one of those delicate ferns. Should be more like a ground cover and hopefully will fill in this little area where there's a lot of roots. I'm hoping. We'll see. A lot of these things are gonna take time to kind of see how they grow and develop. These hostas seem a little small for right here. I planted these a while ago, so I'm going to probably have to relocate those. This is another area that I imagine a large hosta going in, and another one right there. I am just super excited to go shopping for these hostas and the ferns and any other full shade plant suggestions that you have. Drop them in the comments below. I need them all. Seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoy gardening and working in the yard videos, make sure to subscribe. And if you liked this video, give it a like, and I will see you in the next one.